So today we're going to be talking about developmental networks using the characters in Cinderella. So in this developmental network, if the Cinderella gene is transcribed, she can go to the ball. The stepsister gene product inhibits the transcription of the Cinderella gene. The stepmother gene product inhibits the transcription of the fairy godmother gene. The Gus-Gus gene product stimulates the transcription of the Jack gene. The Jack gene can then inhibit the action of the stepmother gene, which allows the fairy godmother gene to be transcribed. The fairy godmother gene product can then inhibit the action of the stepsister gene, which lets the Cinderella gene be transcribed, allowing her to go to the ball. So now we're going to talk about some mutants using this developmental network, and we're going to start out with the single mutants. So what happens if the stepsisters are removed? Since the stepsisters are what are blocking the Cinderella gene from being transcribed, if the stepsisters are removed, Cinderella can go to the ball. What happens if the fairy godmother is removed? Cinderella will not be going to the ball because the fairy godmother gene is needed to inhibit the action of the stepsister gene, which is keeping the Cinderella gene from being transcribed. So now we're going to do some double mutant examples. So what happens if the Jack gene and the stepmother gene are removed? Cinderella goes to the ball. In double mutants, it's important to look at the gene being removed that is closest to the end product gene that you want to be transcribed. So in this case, it is the stepmother gene. And if the stepmother gene is removed, the fairy godmother gene can be transcribed, which can go block the stepsister gene, allowing the Cinderella gene to be transcribed and allowing her to go to the ball. What happens if the Gus-Gus gene and the fairy godmother gene are removed? Cinderella will not go to the ball. The fairy godmother gene is the closest to the Cinderella gene, and if it is removed, it cannot go inhibit the action of the stepsister gene. So the Cinderella gene will never be transcribed and she cannot go to the ball.